Welcome to the Unorthodox Film Podcast, the show where, with our guests, we make recommendations for movies based on a variety of topics and genres. At the end of the episode, we select a title from the list randomly, and we'll give that a deeper, fresher watch at the top of our next episode. Hello, everyone, and I am Bradford Clark. With me is my co-host, Joseph Quick. Say hi, Joe.
Hello, everyone.
And today we have Frankie J. Turner with us, musician and actor. And today we will be discussing our recommendations for the films of Tom Hardy. But first, we will be taking a look at our films selected on our last episode. In the last episode, we were making recommendations for films with wild plot twists with Barry White Jesus, Jacob Cullen, and we randomly selected Wes Craven's Scream from 1996. So that's where we're going to be opening our conversation today. And I would really recommend, if you didn't watch Scream before turning on this episode, we're gonna there's just no way.
So iconic.
I mean, first off, we're discussing a movie that had plot twist, so we're obviously going to be discussing the plot twist. But in general, if you didn't watch this, I highly recommend skipping ahead about 20-30 minutes and checking back in with us when we get to our list. So before we get to the list, I want to say hi, Frankie. Welcome. Hello.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Such a pleasure.
For our guests, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do.
So I've been a full-time musician, songwriter for 20 years. And
So cool.
yeah, I've been doing that quite a while. And we, the three of us, or you two have known each other for a long time, but we met on the set of The Agency.
The Agency, streaming now on Tubi.
Yeah, and it was a pleasure to get to know you guys.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast.
We had fun. We had a lot of fun.
The Agency, if you don't know, was an improv-based office comedy that we all participated in. Again, available on Tubi now. 8 episodes. It's funny, 20-minute episodes.
I can still watch it and laugh.
Yeah,
I was there, so that says something.
And you have a couple of albums out there. Why don't you go ahead and...
I'm not sure if anything's out right now. No, so mostly I've done. I work full time as a dueling piano player, so I travel all around and do this musical comedy show. I'm on the road about 50% of the time, and in Michigan about 50% of the time.
Okay.
So I've been doing that, and then in 2014, I got signed as a songwriter to BMG Music out of New York. So I've had that deal for about 11 years, and so mostly what I've done through that is sync music for film, TV, commercials. So I have about I think this year we're over 300 placements in media of some sort.
That's wonderful.
We're always saying sound design is so important, so that's amazing that you're part of that.
Music is absolutely key.
Yeah, I fell into it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like with
As
everything
a musician,
else,
you got to find any avenue, right?
Yeah, I mean, you felt like I got a break on that level, and then those breaks just kind of kept coming for the last few years. So yeah, it's been
good.
Yeah.
So Scream, gentlemen, Scream. That was recommended by Joseph, I believe, because that's a safe gamble to always just say.
It was mine. Yeah, that was my recommendation.
But wow. What a movie, man. I haven't seen that in so long. I know I'm peaking. I got to settle down here, but wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, it's not one I rewatch a lot, but it's one I had seen a lot when I was younger, because it is just so iconic and just trope-tastic, which is kind of a term I'm coining. It's trope-tastic. It makes fun of itself. It's so meta and self-aware, but at the same time, it makes fun of the whole genre. And it goes to include every iconic movie of the time, which is just amazing.
Yeah, so a little bit of history. This movie came out just after Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare was the final Freddy movie before they fucked it up with the reboot. And when it came to that time, Wes Craven was at a point where he was like, what haven't we done yet? Like, what is the horror genre?
Well, he even had Drew Barrymore say, the first one, all the rest of them were shit or something like that.
Right. And so what he did with Wes Craven's New Nightmare was take a very meta approach. Like, what if we brought Freddy into the real world? And I don't want to spoil any more than that because Wes Craven's New Nightmare is probably one of my favorite Freddy movies. So if you haven't seen it, I'd recommend you see that. But
a good one. Yeah.
It was a hit, and it did better than most of the most recent Freddys up until that point. I forget how many there were, 6 or 7 of them. And because that meta nature of the movie worked so well, when it came time to do another one, he really wanted to, like, how do we reinvent what we're doing? You know, I want to do a slasher, but how do we do it? And that experiment with the meta allowed him to kind of go into that. And that opening sequence with Drew Barrymore was actually written and produced as a short.
Right.
And then tied into the rest of the movie.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, that was something I just recently learned.
Such a great opening.
Yeah.
And something played on in so many movies, especially the spoofs.
So that's where I was going to get to as far as my experience. It's actually been a while since I've seen the movie, but I think wanting to go back and watch it, my memory after so many years and so many sequels, I started to believe like, oh, this was just, it was silly. It wasn't whatever. But as I experienced going through the movie, what I was remembering was the fucking scary movies.
Me too. Yeah. Kept waiting for the jokes to get broader.
Yeah. So that one, as they were passing, I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm thinking of the other movie. Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of the other movie.
This is the origin of all those.
But this movie was incredibly funny and incredibly tense. It works really, really well as an actual horror movie.
Yeah, it does. And especially like at one point we were watching and you commented on the music drop.
Oh,
the mood changing where it's pre-sex scene where she loses her virginity or whatever, so now she can die. Those are the rules. But that musical moment was palpable. Like you could feel it.
Yeah, they had this pulse of like the strings underneath that were kind of had that creepy stabby thing you hear a lot in music drops in horror films. But then over the top they had like a romantic piano playing over top of that, so it was pretty cool. It lets you feel that their romantic conversation but it gave you this like uncomfortableness.
Yeah, it really did.
Tension.
So I honestly felt that tension was one of the better things that this movie was able to do.
Yeah,
I found even in that last
definitely
act,
feel it was musical.
That last bit, once we get to the reveal, I remembered that being shorter than it was. So watching it this time, once we find out who the killers are, and then you're getting into the big monologuing and everything, I was like, I kept not waiting for it to end like I was being impatient, but the way that they kept elongating it and drawing it, it was very effective at being uncomfortable.
Very much so, yeah. I just in tone, because the funny, like you said, the funny stuff's very funny.
Yeah.
And then they struck a really interesting tone with it, and I think the meta thing fed into the comedy.
Self-aware.
I love that shot. When Henry Winkler looks out the office and the janitor's dressed like Freddy.
Yes, so many in-jokes. There are so many in-jokes that since the last time I watched it, I was able to get more jokes this time than I got last time.
Some of them are in your face like the janitor. Some of them are very subtle.
I wasn't keeping like a tally, like an actual count, because so many had passed and I was like, damn, I should be counting these. But the number of movies that are mentioned in the horror genre throughout the entire movie
is at least a dozen.
Is remarkable how it's done.
Yeah.
Like it's opened with just name drops.
Sure.
In the Drew Barrymore, but then as it went on, it got blended into dialogue.
Into the story,
like when they brought up the Town That Dreaded Sundown, it was like used in a line, and they were like, "Oh, I saw that movie," but effective. It was very. It allowed you to be in the know if you were in the know, but the movie is great if you're not in the know.
Yeah, it still works, right? Because everything they're mentioning, most of them are so iconic.
The first time I watched it, I didn't have a fucking clue. I had never seen anything that Jamie Lee Curtis had been in by the time when I first saw this movie.
Sure,
back in 97 or 96 when it actually came out, because I saw it on video, so it wasn't.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Blockbuster was still open the last time I saw that movie.
So it's been a minute.
I've seen the scary movies. I've seen the scary movie. Wait, this was Scream. Yeah, I saw the scary movies like way more than I saw that one.
Because they became easier to watch. You believe. Plus,
and they cut out some of the raunchy stuff, and those are played on TV.
Right.
Fans have a great.
Plus, I think because this movie is a very good mystery. Like I do think there's some plot holes if you wanted to like really be a stickler, but I don't think that's the intent of the movie. And other than a couple of moments, like for example, when Rose McGowan dies in the garage, the immediate next thing you see is Billy showing up at the party.
Right.
So he was obviously the one that had killed her because Stu was still hosting.
And at the party, yes.
Right. So
this is okay. I'm glad we're talking about this because there are differences.
Right. But the killer that chased her was tall as fuck and was definitely not Billy.
Well, right.
That was to throw you off.
So there was an actor to play Ghostface.
And the voice. 100%.
No, I think the voices were them.
Like, it's not. Once you heard them in the end, you could hear the clear. No, but there's a guy who actually does the voices in all the movies.
Yeah. In the movies, there's the guy, and it's the guy in the suit.
Probably. I don't know how many, because they probably do stunt guys too.
Maybe there's not. Well, yeah, there's definitely stunt guys because when they were falling over the couch at the end.
So that goes in with the choreography is as funny as the Scary Movie ones. There was a couple of flips where I was like, dude, I could have swore that was the flip from Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's stock footage and they're using it from Scream. Who knows?
No, they definitely.
The actors
they definitely did it.
Those. So.
But I'm just saying, like, I
believe it's the same.
It has some scary, silly to it as much as it has some scary and some silly. Like
it definitely does.
And those, look how many comedic actor like Courtney Cox is sitcom. David Arquette's a comic actor.
And I honestly never realized until now watching it. I don't think I ever really cared for the Gail Weathers character, but I was younger. Watching it now, like the humor plays so much better for me.
She killed it in that role. But like, if you didn't like her, then you saw the role, not the performance. Exactly. So that's perfect.
Exactly. That's a good point.
She still succeeded until
because she was like an unlikable character intentionally.
Yeah, of course. She was the nemesis. Mm-hmm. But
did we not see
a red herring?
There was a moment I stepped away for a phone call, so I don't know if it happened then. But did we ever see Liv Schreiber in this as Colin Weary? Did he show up at all? Did I miss that? It was like one scene or something, isn't it?
Just in the back of a cop car. Yeah, they're just
it was, and it was like a flashback of when she was remembering. Blah, blah.
That's wild because he's like.
Wait, so you're remembering? I think Scream.
He's in Scream 2.
He gets released and shows up and has a whole scene talking with Sidney.
Right. Because I don't want to ruin that.
But that was Scream 2.
But
I'll ruin the whole franchise.
I think it was crazy. that he had such a small role in this first one. Yeah. And that's so small that I missed it just being away for 10 minutes or whatever.
But speaking of the franchise, what I will say is, because you made a comment and Drew Barrymore makes a joke about 900 number and that's a dated joke.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like the franchise keeps it fresh because, like the Jenny Ortega scene in one of not the most recent, the one
she was in 4,
right?
Yeah.
And that one, like, it was basically the Drew Barrymore scene, but updated. Like, there was a smartphone.
Oh, right.
Like, so, like, but it was the same scene.
Because the series,
exact same scene.
The series as a whole does a good job of staying meta within itself, but also pushing.
It did it so well. I had literally just watched.
I watched 5 in theaters and had never seen 4 before. And 4 was shot here in Michigan, or at least parts of it. Plymouth was a big part of it. And when I finally saw 4, I was like, "Well, shit, that's Plymouth."
I think the first one was too.
I don't think Woodsboro was. We can check, but I think a lot of that was
it's more
set.
I know it's more than
definitely had
one of the Scream movies.
There was a feel of set in this one. There was a scene where, and I was going to bring it up while we were talking, or while we were watching, but I was like, you know what, let's save it. There was a scene where Tatum and Sydney were sitting on one of their porches. It was the long white veranda. And the camera was house side. So you saw behind them the front yard. And it was a conversation between the two of them, and it panned back and forth. And it was all one shot, and it was a crane. And the crane, as they moved,
100% that part was a set, because I've seen that in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Not just that, but there was clearly no actual front of house there. We never actually saw the other side of that. And for that jib crane movement, there had to be, because I mean, this is 96. Shit was big, big back then. So that was basically just a set with a veranda and a yard. But I do believe a lot of this was shot on the lot. I don't think there was on locations at all.
That was for the listeners.
No, there were on location, but it was just like very few stuff, like downtown outside the school and like
I mean
wides of outside the house.
Sure. But I mean, as a general whole, I don't think. Yeah. But I'll look it up. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was going to just say to anybody listening, watching a movie with these guys is pretty great because they see everything you don't see. At one point, Nev Campbell took something out of a mailbox, and Joseph pointed out that the mailbox almost fell over.
Like that's definitely sandbagged down poorly. That's hilarious. It's not in the ground. I didn't want to, because you were on the phone call, so I was like, we're already going to rewind it a little bit for Brad, so let me just point this out. Have a little conversation. It was funny. She gets off the bus and she goes, and if you're really watching step by step, she holds the top and then opens it so it doesn't move. And then as she's closing it, she like lets go a little too soon and it kind of teeters.
Yeah.
Not a little either.
No,
like enough that you're like, how did I see that? That is not in
the ground.
So I am actually going to stand corrected.
Bush. This yard is perfectly landscaped. And there's this bush over the curb that is so like not what would be there.
They have actual addresses here for where they shot shit.
Yeah. In Michigan.
No, California.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's more.
But I'm talking like
more than one of the movies.
Sydney's house is 1820 Calistoga Road, Santa Rosa, California.
Yeah, like straight up.
It's straight up like 126 Matheson Street, Healdsburg, California is where you get the Woodsboro Police Department.
Let's not go throwing pizzas on the garage.
No, I'm just saying this is available to everybody.
Breaking Bad reference.
So let's talk about the cast. It's a hell of a 90s cast.
Oh yeah, Skeet Ulrich, Nev Campbell, Matthew Lillard, Drew Barrymore,
Rose McGowan,
Jamie Kennedy. Just star-studded, dude.
And again with the meta, when Randy, played by Jamie Kennedy, is on the couch and he's being left all by himself, and the killer's coming up behind him, and he's yelling at the screen.
You, Jamie.
And he's watching Halloween, and he's talking to her as an actor. But he's talking to her as an actor. Right, because it's Jamie Lee Curtis. That's not her character name.
Right, and that's what's so funny about it.
So super meta.
Yelling her actual
look behind
name,
you, Jamie.
which
Look
is his
behind
actual
you.
name.
And it's actually happening too.
Yeah.
Dude.
If you just follow your own rules, man. For me, the standout, and I mean, I know he's still around, and I'm just not watching the things he's in because he's on something I think on Prime Video right now where he plays a big role. But Matthew fucking Lillard is a god.
Oh, dude, great iconic. Actor. Yeah, so iconic.
Just the energy and the goofiness and the uniqueness, the physicality of how he performed his role. Everything was just so enjoyable. And then for me, hands down, my favorite, I was going to say his death scene, but his elongated death scene, not his actual death scene. But
get a little woozy.
My favorite in all of horror is him dying.
You cut me too deep. I think I'm dying here. I'm feeling woozy, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just saw him in something. It might have been that Amazon show, but it's not jumping to memory. But he's also like... Maybe 10 years ago, he was in The Descendants with George Clooney, which George Clooney got nominated for an Oscar for.
Is that the Hawaiian movie?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great movie. I forgot that Matthew Lillard was in that. That's with, what's her name?
Woodley?
Shanae Woodley. I'm butchering it, but yes, great fucking movie.
Yeah, great movie.
Shailene Woodley.
But that was the first, so like in this... my daughter used to watch the Scooby-Doo movies.
He's so iconic.
Oh, he's amazing in it. But there's some of that Shaggy performance in this. Just the size of it. But
you could see that someone was like, "Oh no, we definitely got to call Matthew Lillard." Did you watch Scream?
Yeah.
Did you watch Hackers? Like he's our Shaggy.
Oh, yeah. Who can make this
Hackers, SLC
being
Punk,
stabbed thing funny?
Yeah,
Not an easy thing to pull off.
No,
but no, it's cool to see him like these days too as an adult, where he kind of maintains a little bit of that, but can still.
Yeah, he's definitely, you sense the growth there, but he's still got that wild side under. Like he can still do
that dead look behind his eyes, like the kind of stupid. Like he can pop into it pretty quickly.
Oh, he was just in The Life of Chuck. I did not see that.
I just saw The Life of Chuck.
Was it good?
It was fantastic.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to. I wanted to see it when I was in, because that's also like a Stephen King or something, isn't it?
It's based on Stephen King.
But it's. Oh yeah, look at he's right in the. Yeah, I got to see that. I don't know why I avoided it.
It's one of those was a short story, but it was
correct.
Exactly.
And it's not a horror. It's a
it can't be
drama of some kind.
Directly
but it's Stephen King.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not like a horror movie, but all the mystery, freaky elements
more like
are
Secret
in there.
Window,
right? Yeah, or Stand By Me-ish.
Yeah, it was great.
Shawshank.
I forgot he wrote Shawshank.
He sure did. Yeah, and that's also a short. I don't know why my back button's not working. It keeps distracting me, so I'm sorry.
I don't want to get into the fact that you still have that same laptop.
Stop.
It's been run over, dude.
Oh, no shit.
Anything wrong with it?
It looks great then.
Anything he bitched up like, dude, it's been run over.
Have we told that story yet on the
I don't
podcast?
know if we have.
All right, so real quick, because it came up. So I've got this laptop, and I got it in COVID. I've gone through many laptops, but because I edit on this thing, they go out of usefulness after a certain amount of time. But I no longer edit on this one. I just use it for ADing. So I make my schedules, I read my scripts, I do everything that is desk work. I
cannot believe it still works. It's bent. It's literally bent.
So look, you can see it doesn't close all the way here, but the story is I brought it to set. So I keep a bag with me. Like I'm one of those guys that operates with a backpack now 100% of the time. Yeah. And I have no shame on it. And a lot of times it's got my medicine in it. It's got my laptop, my iPad, and then just my regular shit, right? So it's my life bag. And I'm late to set because I had a doctor's appointment, and we're out in Luna Pier, which is a very small town here in Michigan. And we've basically got possession of the whole town. And so when I get there,
it's like town square basically.
Yeah. When I get there, there's no parking. And so like now we're encroaching upon getting into like personal people's space. And so I park, and it's down this side street where on the side that I park is a park, just an open area that's on the right side of the car. The left side of the car is people's homes. And in a hurry, so I just park up behind somebody, get out, and walk around, grab my bag. And I look up, and I see that where I'm at is a completely dick move. If the guy whose home I'm parked across needs to get out, I completely fucked him.
Right.
So in a panic, I just drop my bag on the ground, run back around to the driver's side of the car, fire it up back, and I feel like I feel the car raise up, but I remembered seeing, like, you know how sometimes the side of a park, instead of a curb, they just do large boulders spaced out.
That ain't no rock, though.
No, that was my whole fucking bag. So I ran over my insulin, my iPad, and my laptop.
Oh, dear.
And the only thing that really got damaged was the laptop, but it operates just fucking fine. And that was back in summer of 22.
But the battery life from then.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I'm nursing
died.
It definitely
So it has to be plugged in, and then.
It's on life support, but it still operates.
So, yeah, that's one thing after another. So every time he complains now, it's been like 2-3 years almost.
Yeah, it was July 2022.
So if we told this story, it wasn't in that detail, and it was on like one of the first episodes of the podcast.
So anyways, back to Scream. I do want to talk about the music a little bit more, because I'm of the mind that music in film has gotten far less interesting, or maybe not interesting, but memorable. And the music in this was... First off, the needle drops were great. You had Nick Cave's Red Right Hand a couple times. You had a version of Don't Fear the Reaper was playing.
Yeah, that was
there.
a cool version. I wonder who did that.
But overall, the score, it danced with the movie. Like it was a key player along with the editing. I think the editing and the music really tied together, the script, the performance, like all the departments were great.
And like I said, like earlier when he said, like, it really hit on comedy and drama, I think a lot of that lent to the sound design there. It was just the way they swelled with the emotional tension.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was just, the music was just really, really fun. What are your thoughts on that, you guys? You did, but you interjected, so
yeah, I agree.
Finish my thought.
I feel like there's more, like that was a true score in places, and I feel like nowadays those are they're not like they were in the 90s. When you got like the score from the Titanic was a number one Billboard.
Yeah,
charting album or something like that. You know, Braveheart, was a big, was a chart.
Con Air. I remember when I watched Con Air, I was like, the early Michael Bay stuff had like the heavy horns and the big string sections, like bum bum ba bum, and it was just like it was big. It was like there were melodies that were memorable. And they weren't just
they were still using an orchestra.
A lot of times the music, and I don't want to say like the music is to help us understand the emotion. So I'm not condemning it for that, but I feel like a lot of the scores in the music today is just like a leash that is like, in case you didn't know this is going to be scary, we're letting you know this is going to be scary.
Almost too obvious.
And it's like holding your hand.
It leads you into it, and I'm like, now I know what's like. I don't.
Right.
It's like if I go first in a haunted house, I see the scares coming. So when I'm with my friends, I'm like, you guys.
Yeah,
go
I'm
first.
a dick at haunted houses, so I just don't go.
Yeah, like I'll go, but I gotta like be in the middle or follow everyone because I'm gonna be like, well, this guy's gonna jump off of here.
Yep. I can't. I scare them before they scare me, and mostly it's because I don't want to be embarrassed.
I have pissed off people who work at haunted houses.
I don't want to be embarrassed with my friends in a house. I just don't go. It's just like that's a fact. The last time I went, I made a damn fool of my group.
Yeah, I don't go because I'm a complete baby when it comes to being scared.
My wife doesn't go.
No.
But I'll tell you what, I'm a little off topic, but we got to work at a haunted house for Tweed, and seeing it, and also for
Hush.
Batman, the Hush, seeing them with the lights on, it changes like everything as far as because all the secrets are there.
Yeah,
especially when you walk through it with one of the designers and they show you all the trap doors.
Right. When I was a kid, my family went to Disney World, and we were on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and it broke down, and all the lights ended up coming. Like it broke down for hours. So I remember
the emergency lights come on.
Where they had to did they have to escort you off through the back ways, like through the corridors? That's
so they had to turn all the lights on. All the kids that worked there dressed as pilots were literally physically moving the boats on the tracks to an exit. And it was the part in the ride where they're auctioning off the redheaded female. And it was just on a loop.
Oh, that's
and I remember my dad saying, that's
we have to hear that.
We'll give you 500 for the wench or something like that. And I remember my dad going at some point, I'll give you 1,000 if you just stop playing that. But that took a lot of the.
That's good.
That took a lot. It
takes the magic out.
It definitely did. Yes.
And honestly, I mean, I don't want to say that being on a film set ruins the magic because it doesn't. For me, it enhances because that's what I love to do.
But I can see how it could for some people.
Yeah, if you were to spend a day on set of Scream, I think like the horror would be a little more absent. But I think it's a damn standout slasher movie, and I think it holds up way more than I thought it was going to before we watched it today.
Yeah.
I will say that. Not that I thought it was going to be bad, but it's mid 90s, right? Yeah. So like, how did the era work for you? We're all of the era, so the stuff made sense. The type of cell phones they had, the hidden camera they had. Do you think that played like for a new watcher today, a Gen Zer today?
You go first, Rick.
Hard to say because I'm too old and jaded. But. I think it still plays as much as anything from past decades.
Yeah, I was going to say I think
you don't get too distracted.
Because here's the thing: I didn't grow up with record players. Okay, that's not true. I did, but
the emotions and the drama play so well that the jokes can be over.
I think the jokes
you can be brushed over because it doesn't. The story doesn't focus on the jokes. You know what I mean? It focuses on the emotional pull of the situation.
It's a very good story for a slasher. This is a very complicated story.
The levity and the meta is really for rewatch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's for people like us.
Okay.
Jamie Kennedy working at a video store.
Super nostalgic.
Pulled me out of it for a second where I was like, oh, Oh yeah.
Damn, I miss Friday nights.
So I can see kids going, "What are they doing? What is that store?" I can see.
I think we think that way, but I did recently. I spend time on Reddit because I'm bored sometimes, and in the there was a generational subreddit or something, but someone had said like, "What is something from your generation that current generations would have no idea about?" And someone mentioned Blockbuster, and a Gen Z came on there and like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We grew up with this shit." And I think about my daughter who was born in 2002, and she had DVDs. We went and did rentals. Probably till she was 6, 7 years old.
It was part of their early.
She knew how to operate these devices. She know. So I want to give them more credit than that, but it's definitely more nostalgic to us because I did it as a child. I did it as a teenager,
as an adult.
And as an adult. Like those are 3 separate experiences to go to.
Like it wasn't Blockbuster or anything, but me and my wife literally, like, there was no video stores anymore, so we would just go to like Meijer or Walmart or wherever and browse the movie section and find it that way, because we still wanted to do the talk about movies we don't want to watch and learn about each other while we're picking a movie.
It's a damn experience.
And walk the dinner off, you know what I mean?
While we're talking about that scene, I want to talk about something real quick. So there's going with the plot, there's they're trying to, the whole movie trying to mislead you on who is possible, which I think they do a good job. I tried to put myself in first watch situation.
They do a great job.
I think they do a good job. They definitely do a lot of foreshadowing.
Is the subtleties of the differences between who's wearing the suit. Like if it's Matthew Lillard's character, he always wipes the knife. If it's Billy's character, it's the stabs are more like wild, like indirect.
So you had the benefit of watching this a couple of times recently, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch this before this rental expires.
But these are things that I noticed years ago.
But I want to notice this because that was a thing that I was trying to pay attention to this time.
You had watched the podcast that mentioned some things. They didn't mention these.
I didn't watch it.
One thing I pointed out to
Frankie,
was
the one I listened to
in the scene specifically that you asked about that you missed is them on the fountain.
Yes,
which is so iconic because that's almost directly
it's the establishing.
Yeah, and it's almost directly imitated in every version that makes fun of it.
Right.
That's the scene.
Right.
Is them on the fountain. And that's how you know.
I think there's even a scene like that in the faculty
studio because it's always the same fucking fountain. Yes, it's the same fountain in the faculty too. Anyways. But yeah, so they're there. And that's really the first hint in the movie that it's the two of them. Because if you look closely, the shirts they're wearing are so similar. And everyone's making light of the situation, and they're the ones that are kind of dancing away from making light, but still like they're still doing it, but they're closer to dancing on the line of what's appropriate.
So
than
thinking about when I first watched it and then my impression this time, what I think I noticed was that they leaned heavily on them as, first off, the big surprise is that there's 2 of them, right? So you definitely didn't know that. So even if you landed and were pretty certain you knew who it was, and
the shirts thing is a very thin. Like,
if you were correct, you were only 50% correct, right? Because there's 2 of them. But I don't think that they were shy at leaning in on them because Billy gets arrested. He pops up to the window right after. Like
that's the beauty of it. Every red herring. Even the guilty ones are red herrings because the twist is it's a buddy sport. Fucking weirdest bromance ever. And Matthew Lillard, like I was at one point, like such a good actor because I'm deeply concerned for Stu at this point. I'm like, he's like foaming at
we got sidetracked. I wanted to talk real quick about in the video store when the 3 of them were because they were red herring. That's why I brought that up. So we're leaning in on Billy, we're leaning in on Stu, but Stu and Billy are trying to make us believe it's Randy. Yeah. Exactly. So while Randy is losing his shit in the middle of the video store, which is after school has been canceled. And everyone, the video store is busy because
it's packed out.
Because reminder, there was no Netflix, so everyone had to rent the movie now before they had to be inside. And while Randy is going off, there's an extra watching him, but she is out of focus. They've got him in straight, and she's bokeh out, but you can see her performance, and it just made me think about today how much movies want to rack to them and come back, and I think that it's
focusing on him was very important, but seeing
it
her
allowed
reaction,
us. It allowed us to be. The filmmakers trusted us to also be watching her.
Yes.
Whereas today, I don't think they trust us. They're like, "Hey, focus on her in the back, so we don't miss
to be
that."
a sidebar. She needed to be part of what he was doing, not overpower what he was doing.
Correct.
And it was done. Yeah, it was perfectly. Whoever that actress was, who
She was great.
forever lived.
Yeah.
She made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, she was amazing, and she made.
And all she did was make facial expressions out of focus.
No part too
and
small.
All three of us applaud that.
Yeah.
Because it was. Well, any last thoughts? I recommend the movie. I would definitely say if you've not seen Scream, if you fucked up and didn't watch it before listening, just kidding, maybe, watch Scream. But
yeah, definitely watch it.
It's definitely one that I think is probably going to be more frequent in my Halloween rotation than it was previous to this. I have a new appreciation for it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And mission accomplished on my end.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the latest one when I get home. I want to see.
I don't know what the newest one is, so I'm not sure if I've seen. Is there a 6 yet? Did that actually come out? I know they were talking about it. The last one I saw was the one in New York.
The last one I saw was 5. Yeah.
Wasn't there one where the original actors come back in some sort, or was that?
I don't want to ruin anything. It's
I'm pretty sure that's 5.
They do start
Or is
sprinkling.
it just
They do start
6? It's
sprinkling
5,
in.
yeah.
So but there's a lot of reunions in 5.
Was it 4?
There is some in 4 as well. I don't remember who, but yeah, there's.
I just watched
So,
like all of them,
4
so
and
they're kind
5,
of bleeding in my brain right now.
4 and 5. There's a difference. The difference between
Only one
4
I
and
didn't
5.
rewatch was 3 because they wanted money for that one.
Fair enough. The big difference between
Like,
4.
I have a lot of subscriptions. If it doesn't cover it, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel that.
Sorry, go ahead, Brett. I'm done now.
Are you sure?
Officially, yeah.
The difference between 4 and 5 is the director. Wes Craven directed 4, and then he passed.
Oh,
and so 5 and 6 are new director, and so, but there was a little bit of time between, because I think 2014 was 4, I believe, and then 5 was just recently, so 5 or
I
6
feel like
years.
there's a recent one.
I think it was 16. I could be. I don't know, but
Still
close
about,
enough.
still about
Yeah.
5 or 6
Yeah.
years, and which is sooner than between 3 and 4, if I remember. But again, it came to a point where so much time has passed since the start of this that they needed to refresh, and I think they did a really good job.
Yeah, whether it was 2014
5.
or 16, I think the one before that, 3 was like 2007.
Yeah, let me look while we're.
Yeah,
I've
you're
got
there,
the internet
so-
here, so let's see if there's a Scream 6
So
yet.
we're
But
gonna
yeah,
move on to Tom Hardy movies after we get this fact.
yeah,
And I'm
Scream 6
super
came out
excited
in
about
2023, so there's a 7 coming out in 26.
Oh, right.
So I think 4, 5, and 6 is the New York one. Yep. So I've seen. I recommend them. So that's what I was going to say. Between 4 and 5, the new director. 5 and 6 were a whole new era, and then so now we're coming up on the 3rd in a refreshed, kind of rebooted idea of what the movies are. So I recommend the series.
Right on.
Yeah, and what I love about it, and I know that they are Wes Craven's past, but they're taking up the totem well. Because it's so meta and they're able to be aware of themselves and the genre in it, like that's what they're keeping up. They're keeping up like we're Scream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
They can address it in their time, whatever
Yeah.
time that is, and however it reflects on the culture. in
Yeah,
that year.
exactly. Yeah, which can make it timeless, really.
Yeah, man.
So Tom Hardy, why are we doing Tom Hardy today? This is new for us. What's going on? Why is
this
there a
what
name
I'm
in the title
excited about.
today?
Yeah, because
So, in
toying
discussions, Joe had said one time, like, oh, when we run out of topics, we can just do actors. And I was like, well, that sounds fucking boring. Why don't we sprinkle it in?
yeah, that's
Let's just kind of.
We've kind of left it up to the guests.
And so when we were talking with Frankie, he was like, I don't really know. And I was like, I'll tell you what, something that I've really been hoping to do is some actors. So who are some people that you really fucking love? And then we'll talk about it. So we landed on Tom Hardy. What do you like about Tom Hardy?
Oh, I got a big man crush on Tom Hardy.
Hell yeah.
Just my favorite act. There's something so, there's something about his roles to me. Some actors just have that weird intensity no matter what they play.
Yeah.
Whether because Tom Hardy's great at playing, like the big bad, he can do he can do a big bad guy like in Bane and Batman, but in Venom, it's almost like a Charlie Chaplin performance. Like he's always physically moved by something bigger than him.
Tom Hardy is somebody that I don't think I knew by face until Mad Max.
Really?
And I had seen him around him. There's movies where I was like, oh, because Bane, you don't see him as face. But point being, recognition was troublesome for me. However, going and looking through his filmography to make our list today, I noticed he did a lot of TV. And then a lot of his early stuff.
British TV, really. But
I'm not sure where Peaky Blinders is. But even right now, he's on a TV show.
Peaky Blinders is
Mobland.
Yeah. It's definitely in Britain.
But before we spoil all the titles, let's go ahead and let's start a list. So what we do on here is we each take a turn recommending a title, and then as a person recommends a title, they pontificate on it a little bit on why they want to recommend it. We don't order anything. There's no particular priority. These are just things that we highly recommend that you watch, and we're all going to take turns talking about them. We're going to recommend 12 today. At the end of the list, we're going to roll a dice and pick one of those so that we can watch it again, as we did with Scream. And then if there are any leftover titles that don't make it on the list, Frankie, just so you're aware, we kind of do a small conversation on it for that. So we'll do one at a time, round table. After we each do our first recommendation, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and finish the list. How we feel about that, guys? Thumbs the rules.
Let's roll on.
All right, Frankie, what title you want to start with today?
Warrior.
Oh, I'm glad you're recommending that one.
Obviously on my list. So good.
Amazing movie. One of my comfort movies if I can't sleep. If I got something,
what did you love about Tom Hardy's performance in this?
That was the other thing I was to say. We're recommending the movie. We'll talk about Tom Hardy's performance as well, but we're definitely recommending the movies. Even if he has,
I want to start with Tom Hardy and then talk about the movie. I kind of think, that's just my.
That's fine. I just wanted to, because we ran into on a previous episode on the villains one that it ended up being kind of a weird conversation for our guests. So feel free to talk, but go ahead.
What I love about him in that movie, is he's just scary. He's a scary brute who's obviously been damaged but knows how to hurt people, and when he goes to the ring, it's that it's that same aesthetic that made Mike Tyson so scary to me when he was the heavyweight champion. Is guys would come in with big robes and ornate
all the
boots,
flash.
all the flash, and then Tyson would come in with a towel with a hole cut out of it over his head and black boots, and you knew he was going to win anyway, but it was I love that about it, but I love the brother relationship. I can't think of his name, Joel. So I think his name's Joel
Egerton.
Yes.
He's an amazing actor.
Nick Nolte's
amazing.
Nick Nolte's heartbreaking in it as an alcoholic that screwed up his time raising his kids, and now just desperately not only wants them back in his life, but wants them back together as brothers. It's just, for me, it was just tragic. Families have tragic circumstances and an extreme. But it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's got all the feels that a Rocky movie gives you.
It's the dealing with the traumas of life through personal or professional triumph. You still have the real life tragedy or whatever's going on. There's, no matter how high you are, there's always a low. Is basically sometimes they're simultaneous. It does that so well.
I unfortunately haven't seen this. Oh, Brian Callen's in it. That's cool. We work with Brian. He plays himself. Is that the same Brian Callen?
Yeah, he plays a ring announcer for the MMA fights.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, actually. So this came out when a lot of movies like this came out.
Correct.
And I had seen Southpaw in theaters. I had seen, I forget what the other one's called, but that's why I didn't see this one, because I thought I saw this one. Because I'm talking about the Christian Bale, Marky Mark one, which I actually think that's a good fucking movie.
It's so good.
But I
You still picked the wrong one.
Well, I would have additionally seen this, but Two Brothers. Like, it just seemed. So I was like, I must have seen that one already. So I definitely want to add this to my list because it looks great. The cast is freaking phenomenal. It's got the chick from House in there as well.
Honestly, I don't think any movie in this genre that I've seen falls short. Like, even most recently, Zac Efron and Iron Claw.
I still haven't seen it.
Great movie.
Even take the brother scenario out of it and go with Mickey Rourke.
So do you have any interest in seeing that one?
Any of these kind of like semi documentarian but cinematic.
Did you see the trailer for the Rocks Coming one? 8x824?
I've seen the trailer. I'm so excited for it.
I actually want to see that.
Yeah.
So he plays a
I've heard some
1970.
bad things, but fuck them.
Yeah. So
the Rock's always had naysayers.
The smashing machine.
Yes, he cut so much weight. He's trying. I mean,
he's
I
trying
appreciate
to be,
him.
Yeah, he's pushing himself.
I don't think he's a perfect person or whatever, but like as an entertainer, watching him go from a doofus wrestler, because his early career, Rocky Maivia was kind of a doofus, and then he became The Rock and blah 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 until today. That is such a huge transition. If you compare him to someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who made it possible for him to be here today, look at how Arnold acts today. We still appreciate it when he shows up.
He's not.
It's nothing like
he doesn't
what Dwayne
have
Johnson's
the class
doing.
What Dwayne does. Yeah, like, and just as a father, seeing, like, because of social media, he will showcase some time with his children. Not a lot, but he puts it out there a little bit, and it's always one of the most hilarious things. It's always them like painting him up like a princess, or like giving him nail polish. It's just the fun. Like, that's good dad energy, and I will always support that shit.
So, Warrior, I definitely would like to see. I would be ecstatic if that was one that was that rolls on.
I was hoping somebody would bring that one up so I could talk about more.
Joseph,
yes,
over to you.
Oh man, okay. So number one, and I thought about this a lot because there's only so many movies, but there are enough.
Yeah, he doesn't have a huge. He's not overly prolific, but that's why I brought up the TV.
This was one of his roles. I'm a huge Guy Ritchie fan, so Rock and Rolla, where he plays Gay Bob. Dude, he's so good. It's such a great supporting role for Gerard Butler, and it's just. The way Tom Hardy, the subtleties of Tom Hardy shine through in this character, because he's this big tough guy, but he's also this soft fruit. So like, and that's almost a direct quote from the movie. So like, I'm not. Right. It's not my opinion or how I talk, but I love how he does British
and that was
gay.
like late 2000,
2008.
Yeah,
and that's so. I saw that
his
movie.
Breakout roles. Yeah.
I saw that movie around the time it came out because Guy Ritchie. That was after he did the other one, right? Or was
what other one?
It was after his two breakouts.
Lock, Stock, and Snatch.
Yeah, it was after those.
Okay. It was definitely after Snatch.
It was after those, but Revolver. So Revolver was first with Jason Statham, and that one was a return to form for me because he had done Swept Away with Madonna, and I was like, where the fuck did this guy go?
No, he honestly has come forth to say I did that.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean,
I had no interest in it,
dude. Fucking Madonna. She says, let's do this. Okay, cool, hon. Let's go do it.
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life. Exactly. No hate. But then he gave us Revolver, which was great, and then he gave us Rock and Rolla. So like I was locked in. I don't remember. Revolver's the one that takes place like in the casino and the card games, right?
Yes.
Rock and Rolla is it like a castle or something?
No,
like
it's this rich gangster's stepson. Mm-hmm. And the mom died, and like you follow him into the depths of like,
and it's classic Guy Ritchie, right? Where shit just
back and forth, gangster.
Yeah, so I don't remember details. So I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. But he's really kind of a bit part in the movie. Like he's not in it a lot.
On the side,
He just
again. So I would have seen that well before Batman or anything else, but I don't remember seeing him. Right, like I don't know what he looked like.
No, he looked like Tom Hardy,
right? But
like just like. Kind of like you, regular haircut, regular beard. You know what I mean? He didn't have anything iconic about him yet that you would have recognized.
I got you.
But the way he played this role, dude, it was so good.
Thinly veiled compliment / something there. I'm very average, Joe says. Fucking with you.
I mean, I didn't point out that you're bald.
Which is where I got confused. He specifically said hair, and I'm like,
didn't point it out because he knew he was outnumbered.
I was going for because his beard was almost exactly like yours.
Gotcha. Yeah, again, because like even watching the trailer, I haven't seen him yet. But is that Tandy Newton in here as well?
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Idris Elba. Yeah. Another one.
It's such a,
when I finally learned who Idris Elba was, I was like, I have no idea who that guy was. Did. But here the fuck he was.
And you knew who he was. Yeah, he's everywhere, man.
But, you know, he didn't come out until what was it, The Road or something. Tom Wilkinson's in this. Yeah, but I mean, highly recommend. If you've not gotten into rock and roll yet and you've run out of Tarantino things and you like Tarantino, graduate yourself to Guy Ritchie.
Oh, seriously, yeah.
Because
all of them.
It's...
except for the Madonna days.
There was the one movie, and some might say...
No, he did two with her, I think.
I don't know. I'd have to go deep dive. But Swept Away. No, he did not do Evita.
Oh, he did. He was...
no. They weren't even together yet. But you're throwing off the rhythm here. The Night one, the King Arthur one. Thing was called Arthur or King Arthur, which Arthur, I enjoyed when I saw it in theaters. I know this is way off topic. I'll land us, but did you see Rock and Rolla? Did we have a chance to give you a chance to talk, or did you kind of talk with?
I did see Rock and Rolla a while ago. But in the same way that. In the early 2010s, there was a lot of fight movies. There was a lot of movies like Rock and Rolla,
correct,
in the late 2000s, where it's like that post Tarantino, Guy Ritchie,
and it can get a lot of it. And you get a little exhausted. You're like, why do I want to watch another one of these?
It got real pop. The vibe got popular. So they do kind of blend together in my head a little bit. And that era of Guy Ritchie starts blending for me.
Sure.
But I have seen it. I do remember it's the guy from 300. What's his name?
Yes, Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, it's
the first appearance of what's that? The skinny guy who plays the son of the main gangster. He winds up going on to be a really good serious actor.
Too. Yeah, I can't think of his name.
I can't think of his name either, but he was like the main star.
I don't know, but Mark Strong is in it.
Mark Strong was.
Jeremy Piven is in it. Yep. Ludacris was in it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find this guy.
Were like partners.
Yeah, I'm not without knowing specifically the reference. Everyone here is aged and less skinny. The only skinny guy I see here is Carol Roden, and he looks a bit older than what you're talking. So moving on.
Yeah, you go ahead and move on.
So I am going to go with a movie that I saw in theaters and I fucking loved it and thought that everyone was going to be talking about it, and then no one fucking talked about it. And so today I'm going to talk about it, and that is The Drop. That was the movie where I had already now heard Tom Hardy's name, but I wasn't sure if I could recognize him by face when I saw this movie. Thank you.
Toby Kebbell was Johnny Quid.
Gotcha.
Rock and Roll. He's gone on to do some great things, like everyone else has. So
yeah.
Continue. The Drop.
The Drop. Yes. So it's 2014, Numera piece, Tom Hardy, James Gandolfini's last performance. And
dude.
I'm a huge, and we're going to get to it one day, and we're finally going to do a mob or a mafia or an organized crime episode. But I love organized crime stories because they're a microcosm of society. They live within our world, but they live by their own rules. A whole
episode on James Gandolfini. But
that would also be a very
mob
interesting
stories,
one. But, so what I like about this versus some of my other favorites is this thing takes the microcosm even smaller by placing it in one bar. And it's a bar where money gets dropped from the mob. And Tom Hardy, if I remember correctly, is like accidentally involved, or so I'll just recommend.
It's hard to dance around a spoiler on this one.
That's where I'm.
Yeah.
So, but basically, this is why I recommend the movie. It is, if you took Goodfellas and the size of it and narrowed it down to just a few of the street guys and spent a Reservoir Dogs amount of time with them. Yeah. So it gets complicated. I'm not going to call it an action movie, but a good mob movie isn't an action movie, right? For me, what sold it was it's a crime drama. Tom Hardy's performance is phenomenal. James Gandolfini, what a way to go out. Like I I was already moved when he had passed because I had spent so much time with him as Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Things like The Mexican.
Oh, The Mexican.
True Romance, so it's like, I love the guy and his performances, but his performance in this, what a way to go out.
Yeah, and in the same circle as Tom Hardy, they talk about actors who are brilliant at choosing their roles.
Yeah.
Because of what they want to express through that character.
And the interesting thing about this one is both Tom Hardy and Gandolfini, who's my favorite actor of all time. But, both of those guys are capable of on-screen fireworks, at any given moment, no matter whether they're playing subtle or
completely improv off the cuff. This is where I'm at now. Yeah,
they're both, and I think it's one of the reasons why the movie didn't do well is they're both very there's no massive fireworks.
The movie is very much
they're both subtle.
Low tone.
Very subtle.
It's very low tone. Some people might call it slow or whatever, but I mean, it's not slow. Like, it's about a robbery. Yeah. Right. And so, but it's just, it's like watching a play elevated because the whole movie is about the acting. I mean, and most movies are, I'm not sure, but we were talking about in Scream, we're talking about
there can be a balance between camera movement and acting.
But this is
too much on
this
the
is
acting.
An acting movie. You
can lose the audience that way sometimes.
Right. Well, and there's a lot of deceit in the plot. So, that's not something you're always wondering somebody's motive in the plot at all times.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. So it says something about the average movie goer versus the cinephile. So.
Right. Yeah. So
great choice.
Thank you.
Very good.
So that brings us to our first recommendation. So we're going to take a real quick break and do our little potty dance, and we'll see you guys when we get back.
Yeah. Welcome back.
All right. We left off with me. So that brings us back to our guest, Frankie. What is your next recommendation?
Bronson.
I am so glad you brought this movie up.
Me too.
So real quick, I'm going to get mine out of the way. I've not seen this. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I really, really want to. And it was recommended as a movie before. Again, I knew who Tom Hardy was. So because I haven't seen it, I'm very excited. I wanted someone to talk about this. And so I'm just very excited to listen.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's his best overall performance because he does so much in it. But also, I think so. I don't know if you know the story of Bronson.
No,
so I'm trying to tell it without spoiling it.
Is it a biopic or is it fiction?
Yes, it's a biopic.
It is a biopic,
but it's a surreal biopic.
It's very surreal. It's very cerebral. It's very much dramatized. Yeah, cerebral is what. Yeah, so it has that effect. Sometimes he's dreaming.
And it's Nicholas Winding Refn who did Drive, and this led up to that. So visually, I imagine what you're talking about. It's probably pretty wild because his visuals
intense. But yeah, so Bronson, that was not his actual name, but yes, in the late 60s, early 70s, I think.
It was like Tom Peterson or something like that. It was definitely Peterson.
But he was he got
74.
He got arrested for some small
Michael Peterson.
He got arrested for some small thing, and
like a robbery of a pharmacy,
but nothing big. And then was just so badly behaved in prison, it just kept spiraling and spiraling and spiraling, and so he's like the longest serving British prisoner.
He loved to brawl. He like British men famously love a good good knuckle sandwich.
Correct.
Pugilist. And. So he got arrested and he just stood his ground against whoever did anything against his moral code, which was not anything about society's moral code, but he was in there just beating the shit out of guards and other inmates and whoever would step to his line. And that was his legacy.
Yeah,
he became known as Charlie Bronson. That was like his fighting name.
Yeah.
And
after the actor, but then and then he almost continued to do it because he liked having that reputation as that point. So it's a pretty twisty mental look. But I love Hardy in it because
there's an odd offbeat narrative Hardy does throughout the whole thing that is kind of like in the first person of Charlie Bronson, and he's like, I always knew I'd be famous. And it's like it comes in stronger as the movie goes on. It is very much a stage play.
Interesting.
Yeah, really great. I guess he was very thin for a role before.
So he bulked up for it?
So he bulked up in like some kind of crazy amount of time.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of him like...
And like from this is where he kind of got the Bane role.
If you go before, he's a tiny man in his younger ages.
Yeah. Like he's a skinny guy. He had some drug problems.
If I were to compare him, yes, and you know, he's a fascinating person. I would love to like probably read a book or just sit and have a fucking beer with him. But
amen to that.
He has a transformation that like someone like Jeremy Renner, I think is very physique. Like I'm jealous of the man's physique, but compare him to someone like Tom Hardy, where Jeremy Renner was to where he is now, the time that Tom Hardy he is way bigger than Renner.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's put a lot of commitment to it. That's why I used Renner, because like man size, they're about 1-to-1.
And we're over 6 feet. It's a lot harder to get a physique like that when you have an extra like 6 to 8
I definitely don't put the effort in, so it's more than that.
Longer muscles are harder to tone.
But my point being, he is so physically committed to his roles as he is emotionally. Like I think he is 100% all in actor.
100%. Oh, definitely. And
that's I mean, if you look at it, go back and look at his younger photos, and you're going to be like, 100%.
But I'm glad you brought up Bronson, because I did watch it recently, and before the podcast, not for the podcast, but just something that had been on my list. I've been
wanting to get to,
and just I was expecting a little cerebral because of the filmmaker, but the way Tom Hardy does his like embodiment of him, in like. He's aware of the state that the director's putting him in. You know what I mean? So as an audience, you're able to follow like, oh, this is psychosis.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what really happened. Oh, this is something that, you know what I mean? It's really like, for being cerebral, it was refreshingly easy to follow, but didn't lack on any of that shocking cerebrality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, that almost psychedelic feel.
Interesting.
It's very well done. It's an artful film,
and it's
that I think was made well for the masses. Yeah,
highly available. Of all the movies we've mentioned tonight, it is the most available. So right now it's 13 more days. It's on Prime, so probably expired by the time we actually release this episode. Roku, Hoopla, Canopy, Plex, and I want to take a quick moment. So like 7 days left. But I want to talk about Canopy real quick, because I've been seeing it a lot and I didn't know what it was. And I just renewed my library card so that I could use the Libby app, because I like to do a lot of audiobooks. Yeah. Canopy is a streaming service for your library card.
Oh, really?
So I haven't yet taken a look at it.
Cool. This is not a paid placement, by the way. This is
I just discovered this. I don't know if my thought on it is maybe no commercials. Like as long as you have a library card,
I really don't give a shit if you get commercials.
Right, but your library card. That's where you get access to it. So
nice.
Renew your library card. Everybody can do it on your library website. But if it's been a while, you'll have to go in and do your ID or submit ID online. And I just learned that they expire in 3 years. So I'd been trying to use Libby and it wasn't letting me log in, and I'm like, what the fuck? I haven't moved.
You have to re-register.
I had to go re-register. Okay. So I highly support our library programs. And if you're into books or books on tape, I recommend looking at Libby or Download Destination. It depends on what your library signed up with. And for movies, apparently Canopy, Kanopy. So sorry for that brief advertisement, but I think that's fucking dope.
No, that is amazing. Hell yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I don't know if you can search. I love the Libby app, and it's amazing to search. So I assume this is going to be very much the same. So for us cheapos, let's do that and let's support our library.
Yeah. And to end on Bronson before I move on, I would like to say that it is as shocking as it is cerebral, like the performance.
And you say fighting, it is violent, or is it somehow
prison brawls?
Okay, because I heard it was
guards,
pretty intense.
It's him against other prisoners.
but it's incredibly violent and artful.
Shanks, yeah.
I like the sound of that.
It's nuts, yeah.
Sold.
Crazy, bro.
But it's currently available on Canopy.
Yeah, it's a good movie. So I'm going to go with one that was just kind of off the charts for me. And he plays his own twin brother in this. The movie Legend.
So glad you picked this one.
Yeah, Legend was just amazing. To see him embody these two completely different characters that were identical twins, but it's the same fucking guy, but he played them like he looked different. He did not look like, I mean, they're identical,
Spoke different.
Their cadence of not only speech but of carrying themselves, their walk, their mannerisms,
There was never a question. So, I'm a big fan of Sinners. I thought Sinners was great, but I did have a hard time remembering who was who. I think he did.
Michael B. Jordan did a great job.
I love Michael B. Jordan, but in comparison to another twin performance, Tom Hardy does two clearly different characters.
Yeah, I think Michael B. Jordan could have used this as a case study to better his performance.
And again,
not that he did a bad job.
10 performance. I'm saying, I personally had a hard time between. It was if it weren't for the color,
Right. But let me properly introduce this. So the plot is the film follows the Carey twins as they build their criminal empire through violence, protection rackets, and nightclub ownership, while also dealing with police pressure and the internal dynamics of their relationship. And right there, that last sentence, the internal dynamics of their relationship is really what this movie is about. Yes, it's about the empire that they build, but it's about how volatile their relationship is, because one is trying to build this empire and the other one's just out to help his brother and very angry and understandably so, being a gay man in that era. Because this is
I forgot about that.
1890s or 1920s.
It's more like 60s, 70s.
1960s.
60s, okay.
Maybe late 50s.
Yeah, maybe late 50s.
Yeah,
it definitely
it says 60s here.
The early to mid 1900 feel to it, but it's Britain, so it's hard to place as an American.
Yeah, I just know there's still people alive that know the craze.
Okay, so that's a fact that I'm not aware of.
I just watched something.
So this was based on a true story then?
Totally.
That's amazing, because I was not aware of this, but it seems to be something that Tom Hardy likes to lean towards. He wants he wants that true connection.
He definitely that's definitely
reality to ground his character.
Consists of through I'm glad you brought this up, because I wasn't going to, because I couldn't remember if I'd seen it. And after hearing you talk about it, I was like, oh, yes, I've most definitely seen it. And now I'm watching the trailer play, and that's what I remember the most is, I don't remember much about the story. I remember the performance that Tom Hardy gave.
Yeah.
The dual performance that he gave. It's just, it's fascinating. It's fascinating what he was able to do so well. So that's what I remember about it.
Yeah, man.
So there were a slight amount of prosthetics used. I'm reading right here.
Yes,
he received significant praise for his portrayal, both Reggie and Ronnie, using prosthetics and different mannerisms to
There was still makeup gets their due. There's that doesn't take anything away from the truth of his performance.
No, not at all. It was moving, really, because the emotional struggle between the brothers that he had to portray is a struggle within himself, kind of. And that the way it kind of represents duality in the human spirit. And he was amazing.
I love the scene in that movie where they come to their mother's house after killing somebody, and the mom's trying to all feed them at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I remember that scene.
And they're all trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now you had mentioned that one of the brothers was gay.
Yeah.
I start to remember.
The violent one.
Yes. Oh, God.
So you understand why he's so violent.
But
having to hide that.
It was my favorite, because it's he plays, it's a subtle anger that is, I think, way more terrifying. Compare it as a gangster.
But it also perfectly illustrates Tom Hardy's firecrackerness that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, Frankie.
Because when he does go off, it's explosive.
Yes.
You don't see it coming.
if I'm to compare it to another famous movie gangster with an attitude, it would be Sonny Corleone, right? So if you compare the two of them, Sonny he was a firecracker all the fucking time. He couldn't ever keep it. It was his fucking mouth that got him killed, right? But the amount of control that Tom Hardy's character has, leading up to the violence,
long
is
fuse,
palpable.
Bigger bomb.
So, Greg, I'm so glad you recommended that.
Yeah, man, such a good movie. Really, just dynamic, and the performances by all the supporting cast and just amazing.
Yeah, great.
What's her name? The young lady who plays the Empire-driven brother, not the violent one.
Let's see our cast. You've got Emily Browning.
Yeah.
Taron Egerton's in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of good actors, but I think it's Emily Browning, the one from Sucker Punch. And
yes, correct.
And she just does such an amazing, just the first scene with her where he shows up at the door to pick up her brother and they have this like instant little like crush and reaction, like so good. Like he takes her candy. You know, she offers it, by the way, but it's silly.
Every time you bring up these moments. So I think I've seen this movie once, and now that I think about it, I actually believe I own it on Blu-ray, but I haven't had a Blu-ray player in my house.
It's probably in a box somewhere.
So I have seen it, and like you mentioned that scene, like it's coming back to me, and I really want to see this movie.
Yeah, like
because I remember
small moments
that
mean so much to the whole plot and how it develops, and really good.
Another interesting character that Tom Hardy portrays is going to be in my next.
Yeah, go for it.
I watched this one for the podcast because he's done so many like his recent stuff that I was like, you know what, I'd like to make sure I have some other ammo in case you guys took some of the ones leading up to this. But I chose to watch Capone. And I'm so fucking glad that I did. So again, big mobster fan. My old Yahoo is Film Guy 40886. 40886 was the number that Al Capone wore on Alcatraz, his prisoner number. To my early internet research, that may or may not be accurate, but that's the story behind it. But point being, like the idea of Capone, you know, he was Scarface. There was the 1930s movie. The 1980s Scarface movie is a huge influence in my love of film and everything that I believe in film. But this movie takes place in the year before he dies. So he gets, if you don't know, Capone, as violent as he was, he did the Valentine Day Massacre, just like he was a fucking thunderhead through probation. And they could never catch him. They could never tie his hands to actual violence. The only way the feds could take him down was tax evasion. So he spent 10 years in jail, tax evasion, and
he was released because of medical incompetence.
Medical incompetence. Since he was 17,
it was no longer profitable
I read,
to hold him. They had to spend more on medicine.
He has a certain type of syphilis, and I guess he's had it since he was 14 or 17.
Neurosyphilis.
Neurosyphilis.
Because it had
that long.
Yeah, he had it since he was 15, so it got beyond the path of a blood pathogen that got into his brain, and
40.
Now it's,
he's 40th. This is his 46th to 47th year, or 47th to 48th year.
47 to 48. He died at 48.
And it's that year that we spent time with him. And this movie takes place in his property in Florida where he spent the year to die. His wife is Linda Cardellini, who I've always loved. But
she's amazing.
Super
phenomenal
underrated.
In this. 100% agree with you. She's underrated.
She's so yeah.
And Tom Hardy's performance is so unique of this dying old gangster that it's like a lot of the reviews are saying that it was boring, and this
is another one that was it's not as much so as Bronson was, but it's very cerebral,
because he's losing his mind.
Yeah, so you go on these, and the way Tom Hardy plays crazy,
dude.
It's frightening.
Like I let me pick that noggin for an afternoon over a pint, bud. Let's
it was 2 hours
or a cup of tea. I know he's sober but
it was the best 2 hours I've spent with Tom Hardy.
You still have a pint.
Yeah. Of all
Guinness doesn't count.
Of all the films we'll talk about today, this was hands down, and it might be recency bias, but hands down my favorite Tom Hardy performance.
I think it's a little recency bias, but it was so
great
good,
performance.
Dude. So good. Like, when he shit his pants. Oh.
What happened? You shit yourself. Hold on. I got to clean you up.
Or like, where'd that come from? You pissed yourself, Dad. Like, it was just because it's not only funny, it's the realness of it. It's not supposed to be funny.
So
it's so real, you have to laugh. It's
what I think was brilliant about it was it gives you a little bit of, like, basically it gives you the lead up that I gave, but less of the violence. Like, I think I went more into his infamy than the opening scroll
you did, yeah.
And so that if you're not going into it being familiar with who this person is, you might end up having more empathy or sympathy for him than I did. Watching what I knew this man. It was fascinating to me, and it was an interesting. It's so. If you didn't like The Godfather 3, you're not going to like Capone.
I don't know. I liked. I had a bit of a. I liked that it had the rosebud aspect to it. With the golden balloon.
But I think that's what is underappreciated about Godfather 3.
Fucked up.
I think the underappreciated part about Godfather 3 is that Michael came back to where he started. He wanted out. And he finally was able to create, through all the shit he had to do. And he died peacefully. Sorry for spoiling Godfather 3, but fucking watch,
No, but you're 100% right. It is that same kind of end of a cycle of a life kind of story.
But you literally visit inside of his head. He struggles with a son that is estranged. Yeah. I mean, it's heartwarming. In a way that...
Well, the golden balloon's about, like, his brother who died.
Right.
And he struggled his whole life with that. And that's where his whole dark side originated. So, like, it has a lot of depth to it if you're really...
It's a wonderful character study.
Yeah, it is a great character study.
The cigar bit, I don't want to ruin the cigar bit, but the cigar bit throughout the entire movie is great. That's why I don't want to ruin it. But we're all laughing.
Dad's going to be pissed.
He's not going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's Capone.
Great film.
Highly fucking recommend it.
All right, so number 3, right?
So this is I've done 2. So Frankie, what's your third option for us tonight?
I would go Alfie Solomon in Peaky Blinders.
So I meant to. So that's a TV show.
Yeah, I can go.
Can you get?
Yeah.
But I want to give you an opportunity to talk about it. But I can't put it on the list because we can't expect someone to watch a series, right?
It's too much dedication.
But I do want pick another one. But before we do, let's briefly talk about Peaky Blinders.
I can sum it up like this. I love the entire show, but I can't help constantly waiting for Alfie Sullivan to come in.
I've not seen the 5th season, so I need to
But Tom Hardy does steal the
second he
comes on, season 4 and season 3 or 4.
He starts in 2.
Is it in 2? Wow, I didn't think it was that
some
early.
episodes.
2,
but he wasn't in a lot in the beginning.
Okay,
it was here and there. I think maybe 2 episodes in the first season or something, or in the second season.
Yeah, he sprinkles in, and then bam.
You never know he's going to show up. When he does show up, you're very happy. I could go really deep on movies I like on Tom Hardy. I'm going to pick this one next because it's I'm trying to go by stuff I've probably watched the most.
Sure. That would be a good reason to recommend something.
To keep going over and over again.
Yeah, if it's something that you watch a lot, then, that's worth recommending.
Now, it's on... I didn't watch this a lot at the time it came out, but I find myself rewatching it all the time, and I'm afraid I'm going to take one of yours, Joseph.
Don't worry, I got 20 on there.
But it's not a great movie, but I love his performance in Lawless with Shia LaBeouf.
Dude, yeah.
His performance in that holds
that is definitely on my list. But
I think it's the only thing that makes that movie somewhat realistic.
All you're doing, for me, if you take it off my list, is making sure we talk about it. That means I get to pick another one. So I'm excited. Lawless is so fucking
for
good.
me, and I've only seen it once, and I watched it back when I worked at Best Buy. We had all the guys that we work in the TV department would have one night a week where we would go to the video store, pick something that we either think is going to be shit or obscure or just not, Avatar, right? Just let's try and expand our minds. And sometimes
we missed
sometimes it's like we know we're going in and watching a shit movie and we're just going to have fun with it. And sometimes we watch Lawless. Everyone fucking hated it. Excuse me.
You need new friends.
Hey, they were one night a weekers, and I haven't spoken to them in a while.
Oh, good for you.
But for me, Lawless was the performances. Like Shia LaBeouf was fun. Tom Hardy was fun. Like the story, I don't remember much about it, so I can't stand on whether or not it was like a great story. But it was
based on a true story.
It was a fun movie, and it was about it was about
brothers
running fucking alcohol.
The Appalachians.
Yep.
And then written by Nick Cave.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, dude.
Written by that's why he was on my list, because not only is Tom Hardy and everybody else fucking amazing.
Yeah, I did not know that.
But it was written by Nick Cave. Yeah.
Yeah, his the scene in that film.
The score is amazing.
Guy Pearce, we got to mention Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce is so creepy.
Such a good villain.
Yes, dude.
Like almost comic book, but he pulls
and
it off.
like almost unrecognizable. Like with the hair dye.
But like that's what I mean. Like Lawless is not Legend, right? Or Bronson. Like there's a seriousness to it.
Yes.
With Lawless, like it tells you it's going to be a fun movie. I don't remember it trying to be like, I'm not saying it's a comedy.
It's definitely not a comedy.
There's some funny parts.
Yeah.
But it's not Public Enemy.
No, it's the story.
Goodfellas.
It's the story of a family doing whatever they can through ridiculous times. Like, and they paint it that way. The comedy is really there's law coming again. You know what I mean? Like
there's a lot of yeehaw. There's a lot of yeehaw shooting gun out the window stuff.
They play into the title a lot. They're like, this is Lawless. We're outlaws.
Like, and I might be overplaying the comedy now that I'm watching the trailer, but
you are over
the performance. I do remember the performances just being like fun for me. Like the movie was enjoyable, maybe not funny, but it was enjoyable.
It was about a very relaxed people.
You know what I mean? Super chill. The music was super chill. Also, Nick Cave.
Like, this is what we do in our life over here. You know, we make moonshine, corn, whiskey.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
That's what I'm noticing. Like Tom Hardy's character is very laid back.
He's laid back, but he's the meanest mamma jamma in them hills.
Yeah,
you know
the best.
I mean?
Like two scenes can sum up. Like he could only have been in it for 2 scenes.
I don't know why. I remember this being an amazing movie.
It is so amazing. Like anybody who talks shit about it just doesn't.
What's the internet say? The internet says 7.2. That's respectable.
That's respectable.
That's more than I would have thought it got. There's like a
and it has its flaws. I'll give it like an 8.6. You know, I won't go too much higher than the internet, but
Shia LaBeouf is also very good in it.
I respected his performance in that so much. I think it was that movie where I was like, because
it has a lot of fun with itself.
Transformers had already come out,
but there's serious
and I took him serious in that.
There's a best friend dying for no reason. Yes. There's corruption. There's rape. There's almost murder. There's
more
actual
and more is
murder.
coming back to me.
Tar and feathering. Like this tells the story of a corn whiskey bootlegger in the Appalachians.
Name one other movie that covers that.
The way this one does.
That was the other thing. Yeah,
there is.
That was
thank you
again.
Cave.
Super enjoyable.
So good, dude. It was seriously enjoyable.
That's where
I've watched this several times, just because of the enjoyment. Like
recently,
and not before even deciding on this topic, I had watched it within a month of that.
Yeah,
like I'd already. It popped up. I have a Stars subscription, and it came up on Stars, and I was like, "Well, I don't mind if I do."
Yeah,
just a fun romp that tugs on the heartstrings, but leaves you feeling, as an anarchist, refreshed.
Yeah. My favorite line in that movie is Guy Pearce comes over to him, touches the sweater, and there's a pause, and he's just like, don't ever touch me again. But not over delivered. Real subtle. Not
Guy Pearce is one of my favorite actors, and I think he's underappreciated.
Definitely, because I think the best part of that is that you don't see Tom Hardy say it. You see Guy's reaction to it.
Right.
You see him go, like, that's ridiculous. And boy,
and his face, Hardy's face doesn't change. Yeah,
it's just such a good movie, man.
You guys this is an amazing list so far. We're not done, but
it was Tom Hardy.
I want to exactly. So Lawless was Frankie's. Yeah. So Joseph, nice pick, dude.
So Yeah, there's so many here. I'm going to have to stick with, because I thought this through. I'm like, The Revenant. His character in The Revenant. Yeah, because he's not the lead. It's a Leo movie. But let me tell you, he is the antagonist. He's the villain. He's the guy who keeps like kind of pursuing him. Like, fuck this guy. Like, and oh man, he is diabolical.
Is this the movie that Leo got the Oscar for?
Yeah.
For the bear attack and the fake bear.
Hardy was nominated.
So I've not seen this movie, but what I do know about this movie fascinates me, and I really do want to watch this. But they shot it in the fucking cold, and the director wanted to, basically the gaff team just brought modified, basically they set shit up and we never used it.
This is one of my favorite stories they had,
because he had to shoot 360 at all times, so there was no place to hide anything.
10-ton G&E package on standby
at all times.
But because the snow couldn't be touched, where are they gonna
put it?
Right.
They could only shoot during certain times because he wanted this dusk look the entire time.
So a lot of days they were setting up and rehearsing, and then they're moving to set with fresh snow for the hour of blue hour or golden hour. Wow. And that's all they shot all day. And at one point the gaffer comes and goes, "Hey man, I'd like to just set something up." And he goes, "Okay, give me that 5K on a Condor."
So a Condor is like a lift. If you're into
it's just a giant crane, right, with a bucket, and you hook the light up.
Correct, like the DTE guys or the energy guys in your state use to get up to the transformers.
So that you can put it like 30, 40 feet in the air and get like a proper moon or sun shadow. Yeah. So the gaffer complains that come on, let's just get one setup in. And he goes, "Okay, go set this up." And he goes, "I'll call you in." And then he calls rep. Like an hour later, like as soon as they're ready, the light's ready, that's a wrap for the day. Now they got to tear down their 3-hour setup. So sometimes just
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, just be happy with your paycheck. Yep. Like you're there for in case, and we haven't used in case yet.
Right. So that's all I know about the movie, and I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. It's really just. And I mean, for a CG bear, like it was groundbreaking. It was a new kind of technology.
Well, and that's why I bring it up, because everyone jokes about the bear, but when I hear the story of how the rest of the film was shot, I'm like, how can you just forgive him on the bear?
Fuck the bear.
For fuck's sake, that was expensive to have those people freeze out there and work,
oh my god, dude, did they it looks so. Like they're in period attire. It's
Alejandro Inarritu, who I've heard good things about
and shit. Like it, dude. And Tom Hardy just nails. He's Tom Hardy,
right?
But he's not one of. Yeah. And what I love about him, he doesn't have it's the iconic Tom Hardy character,
Yeah.
But this is one that's still, I think, a little more outside the box for him, because it wasn't a leading role. He picks his supporting roles differently than he picks his leading roles, and I think this showcases that.
Interesting.
Well said.
Thank you,
Bradford.
Yeah. Caught me. That was so eloquent.
Watch
Joe.
The Revenant.
That didn't catch me off guard. No, that didn't catch. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Yeah, but it was succinct. So I was.
Yeah, he's to his defense, I do tend to patter on a lot.
So do I.
And my eloquence doesn't hit as often as I'd like it to.
I feel that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to. That wasn't a nag in any way. I promise.
Oh no, when your speech just like that, I'm like, oh man, I was good.
It's like, man, if they get in a fight on this podcast, man,
it wouldn't be the first time.
Best.
No, we behave. We keep it well.
It really depends on how bored I am and how much I want to poke the bear.
Yeah,
that is
the CG true. Bear like Leo did.
So I believe this was actually the same fucking year. So I don't know in what order he did all of this. Oh, you know what? I do know, because my recommendation took fucking years. Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay. Yeah.
And I do believe they're the same year, 2015. Yep, 2015. So I'm a big Mad Max fan. And I like the originals.
I grew up with those movies. My dad exposed me to them.
I enjoy them as like the type of movie they
I'm more of a fan now than I was as a kid.
And to be honest, I didn't realize what a expanded
universe
film Australia has. Like that's something that I need to explore because there's a lot more out there. But Mad Max was and Glenn, not Glenn, what's his name? George Miller. George Miller. He bought a lot. Like the story is fascinating. I've been trying to get a hold of the book, but Amazon's being weird. But anyways, Mad Max Fury Road took many, many years. And what's fascinating about it is a banger from like the first 5 minutes to the rest of the movie. Like so it's just go, 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 go. And you don't need to watch any of the previous Mad Max movies to watch it.
No, but
it might energize you to go back and watch it, in which case you might regret starting with the fine-tuned perfect machine that the new one was.
Even the next one after it, good movie.
Slow down quite a bit.
It doesn't
I
measure
liked
up
it
to
a
that
lot,
bang bang.
But it's certainly not. Yeah, it was a more story-provoking movie than Mad Max.
Like any movie in the history of movies that's called themselves high octane should bow down to this movie.
But this movie
the first one that actually drove high octane fuel the whole movie.
We find Max, Tom Hardy, our lead, who's basically speechless most of the movie, but not so much like Ryan Gosling in Drive. He's not.
There's no time for talking.
Exactly. So, in the opening, you don't really hear a lot about, but the basic story is he gets captured and he gets into this area where the city is ruled by, I forget the character's name, but he owns all the water. You work the mines. It's, the Mad Max world look. So it's got all the hot rods and shit but it's not water. I'm sorry. It's gasoline. Gas. They need their gasoline. But it's wild. It's just they go on this chase because he's got to deliver the goods, and Charlize Theron's character is a driver and she's badass, and then it turns into a rescue. It's just like it's fucking rock and roll from frame one to frame end.
Yeah, quite literally, there's like a whole
his wife,
rod with
George Miller's wife,
speakers.
edited it. She'd never edited action before. I think she did comedy or something, but it was just out of her wheelhouse. And he was like, "You're perfect." And it is. The edit in that movie is so goddamn well.
She's used to drama, so she's editing on emotion.
It's all
during
practical.
An action movie.
I'm not saying that there was zero.
It hit so hard.
CGI is stuff like they paint mountains in, they enhance dust.
It's more matte
painting. But the stunts are fucking bonkers.
The way they push the practical effects, like
what do they call it? The boofus dude or whatever. The guitar.
The guitar. Hey,
oh my god. So that's
the wall of.
That's a recommendation. Like it's one like it's probably one of the most watched that I had on here, but I would not be opposed to roll that and have to watch this movie again. It's so much fun. So much fun.
No, yeah, I would love that.
Academy Award winner too, I believe.
I think multi. I think it got best editing. I'm gonna take a look here in a moment, but what are your thoughts on Mad Max?
I remember the onslaught of visuals, and I remember watching it a second time, but it's great. And I remember he didn't talk a lot in it.
No.
But I mean, there's not
dialogue
was dialogue in the whole movie.
Agreed.
There's
a lot of eye dialogue, as I like to call it.
Yes.
Inferred through eye contact.
Nicholas Hoult plays the crazy fucking he's one of the minion guys. Yes. He's fucking phenomenal.
Spray paint face.
So I have trouble sometimes with too many watching too many sci-fi series at a time.
Sure.
Or sci-fi movies at a time.
Sure.
Because it's like okay, what's the rules of this world? Like, are they fairies? Are they vampires? Can they like change sex? Like, can they do a backflip? Like, I don't, I can never follow all the rules, like,
right.
And like in V, not V, The Boys. I was
okay.
I've
not gotten into that yet.
They have a spinoff, and that just came out with second season, episode 1, and it was just like I can't remember what are all the rules here, so I remember that with this movie. Like I remember being slightly overwhelmed with, like I remember watching the visuals and the like more than like still don't think I could tell you the plot of any Mad Max movie whatsoever.
So like really what I stumbled through was about it. Like the plots are super loose, super loose. The first one is really cool because it was super low budget. Again, there was this Australian film movement in the 70s and George Miller was part about it. He did it on the cheap, like he's got one of those cool film stories that I don't want to spoil or not spoil but ruin because I don't remember. But making that movie was super indie low budget for him, and it was the beginning of Mel Gibson. I'm not super familiar with where he started, but it was pretty fucking early at the start, right? And so it's just about crashing cars and like a cheap post-apocalyptic because it's Australia and you can make it dusty and look fucking small town, right? So it's just a fun car crash movie with guys wearing cool suits. Then the second movie elevates a little bit and it gets a little weirder because it's more years on. And so that's where the lore really begins. And truthfully speaking, the first one that I was discussing was Mad Max. America knew the second movie as Mad Max for decades before, because they just didn't show the first one over here. The version that I bought had English subs, like because he's Australian. So there's an English redub over it. If the Australian accent is too hard. No, and I was like, I gotta listen.
So hard of an accent. I think there's a little Aboriginal.
It's not. I listened to the original track. It's not that fucking hard.
Bad,
they're slurred. They're like drunk Americans.
It was the 80s.
Right. So
a lot of cocaine.
But the second one is called Mad Max. Not the Thunderdome.
No, not Beyond Thunder.
Road Warrior.
The Road Warrior.
Right.
Yes.
So and people knew that as Mad Max. But that's where like the world of what we know Mad Max.
It still came over
the overall
Mad Max Road Warrior, but they just called it Mad Max because they didn't know there was an origination.
Correct. And then Beyond Thunderdome gets weirder, and it's got Tina Turner.
It's amazing.
I remember that one.
That's when it goes.
Need another hero.
Yeah, I mean,
that's when it goes like Snake Plissken levels.
It would be an awesome Saturday afternoon to watch the originals, and then take Sunday to watch Fury Road and Furiosa, and I think you've got yourself a banging fucking weekend. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not I would agree with that.
Cheers.
They play into each other, but they each have different moods.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. So, Frankie, my friend, what you got?
Last choice.
I'm just basing it off the amount of times I've seen it. Yes. So. As the many times I've seen it, although this one, when it first came out, I think I saw it 3 times in the theater, but it's Dark Knight Rises with Bane.
Oh, yes.
I was so blown away, but I think the first time I saw it was in IMAX, and just the whole experience blew my mind.
Yeah.
And the only thing, I don't know if it was just before or just after, but Warrior, which was my top choice, was made around that time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's before.
I believe it was filmed just before, but released just after.
Maybe that's it.
Or vice versa.
It's 2012. What are we comparing it against?
Dark Knight Rises and Warrior.
So it was Warrior was released first.
Right.
2011.
So they probably filmed Dark Knight Rises first, but because of all of the IMAX and the special features, it took longer to come out.
Sure.
But
that was a summer or a spring release, wasn't it?
I think summer.
I think all of them were.
But I loved him in Warrior, and then as Bane, he's just, and that's like you kind of said, is there a recognizable Tom Hardy character? And I think with time, especially like with that new Mobland show on Paramount Plus, he is very much quiet guy who holds the thing together with a lot of explosive acting around him.
Yeah.
I think more and more he's become, he kind of, that's his best roles to me.
That stoic.
Do
not cross.
But if you think about how much he camouflages himself in roles, with, I mean, no more apparent than the Dark Knight Rises with that.
Where, mask, literally, aside from like one scene where he's in like the shroud, the blue shrouds, like you see his face, and only if you know you're looking for Tom Hardy will you tell it's him because of the eyes. Like, but even with the Bane mask, it makes his face look so contorted.
Right.
That you don't know it's him until he just has fabric.
It's a physical, like he is. We had mentioned earlier, he's such a phenomenal
transformation.
Physical. So, and he delivers the voice, but because of the mask, he had to. That was a handicap essentially, and he nailed it.
Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal were envious of that transformation, and that says something because they do the most physical transformation.
Oh, for sure.
Like those,
Hugh
they're
Jackman
known for
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. They're known for dehydrating themselves to show their.
He's our age, but
viscosity.
He's never been able to really bulk. What was the bulkiest Jake Gyllenhaal's ever been?
He was pretty big in Roadhouse. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was
Roadhouse, he cut up, and that was really just dehydration, right?
Yeah.
But was there size to it?
Southpaw.
I haven't seen it yet.
Southpaw.
Dude, Southpaw
and
was
Jarhead.
Phenomenal.
And Jarhead.
I have yet to see Jarhead.
Played Marine. So, but those are kind of like close to each other. So like those were the times where he really bulked up, and he was like, everybody asked him, like, how do you keep up that regimen? He goes, I don't. And there's a trainer for while I'm paid to do it.
Yeah,
like,
people don't realize that
like,
you can't.
Your body can change fast.
When you see Christian Bale and he's got a belly,
he's not just hitting the gym for 12 hours a day. He's changing his diet. He's doing the most extreme things, and they're not sustainable.
No, and when they have to do photos or certain days, they have to dehydrate because that's why Henry.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's why Henry Cavill quit The Witcher. He just couldn't. It was physically draining. He could no longer do. There was a day
because of all the shirtless scenes,
dude.
And he's got to show all the veins.
He was dehydrated. Yeah, it was just. I mean.
Right, that would be a third person. So, like, it was definitely Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal who were like jealous of Tom Hardy, and because he didn't have to do the dehydration part to get the cut that they do that to get, and he was just there, just swole.
Yeah,
I'm doing the bulldog stance. If nobody knows,
all shoulders,
my shoulders and elbows both out.
Joe's got the whole stance going.
Dude, no. Just the physicality of that role, but not just that. His embodiment. I merely adopted the darkness. Yeah. I was born to it.
To the darkness.
Oh God, you guys are great. It is fun. It's fun to meme like that. I thought, like, we talk a lot about Tom Hardy, but the movie itself, it's, I think, more commonly people's least favorite, but I think it's such an epic closure to a series that I was very excited from the onset. And I've mentioned this on the show before. Like, Batman Begins was so exciting when it first came out, and we got to hear
because it was a new serious approach to the superhero.
Previous to that, it was, Batman was a joke for 2 movies. He was really cool, but not what you would have expected in 2 other movies. And then a 60s slapstick fucking, other than that, or it was a badass 90s animation. We had, like, when Batman Begins came out, it was like a new way to see not just superhero movies, but Batman.
And like to go back to, as you were saying, we have talked about this before, the way a different generation sees it, because Quinn was on when he brought it up last time, and this was his first Batman movie.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Right. Like Batman Begins was, right. So like this trilogy to him was what superhero movies were. So everything coming after was less refreshing to him than it was for us, because he was like, oh, superhero movies are dark and down. And I'm like, nah, like,
didn't you?
Because even Tim Burton's for being dark and like dark comedy was still like light and fluffy, and you know what I mean?
If you want to go back and listen to that episode, that was way back in our first season, and if I'm remembering correctly, it was sequels better than the originals.
Yes.
And he went with Dark Knight, The Dark Knight.
He went with The Dark Knight over Batman.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I would put that series at 2-3-1 for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think
on rewatch I would as well. I think I had a nostalgia for Batman Begins, but the last time I watched it, it was a bit of a slog.
Yeah.
So I think I would put it probably last 2-3-1. I think I agree.
I definitely agree with that.
It was a slog, but it was for that, but it was also a tonal, like it was like if you
if you put yourself back when you first experienced
I would
it,
almost go 3, 2, 1, but you almost can't have 3 without 2, but you can definitely have 2 without 1.
Right,
in this trilogy, in my mind,
it's for Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
I mean,
2 is
it's just so.
And I don't want to discredit fucking Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah.
Oh, Two-Face. Yeah, he's great in that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal actor.
Worst thing he ever did was his chin.
But can you imagine having to be
His what?
He chin reduction.
That's a shame.
That's where he went. He had a surgery to reduce his chin, and they stopped hiring him.
Oh, that's a shame, dude.
Quite seriously.
It's like Jennifer Grey got the nose job.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you know they kind of forced her into that.
That's terrible.
What do you think happened with his chin?
Yeah.
The
ladies, love yourself. Gentlemen, love yourself, man. Fuck after this modifying yourself.
Anything weird that the studio says is why you're being hired. Don't listen to them. All right. Talk to the casting agent.
Talk to Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
He refuses to change his teeth.
Talk to Danny Trejo.
Come on now.
Can you imagine having to come in as like Tom Hardy coming in and having to follow the Heath Ledger bad guy role?
Right.
I think would be
right.
I think that would be
the pressure, bro.
Yeah.
And he fucking deliver.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think anybody else could have carried that chat.
100%.
Heath Ledger was like Tom Hardy and James Gandolfini, just this iconic. They chose their characters well, and they did them justice in a way you wouldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
So good. Fuck. Great choice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So my last choice, right? Is that where we're at?
That's where you're at.
Okay, so originally I had Lawless here.
I thought I heard you whisper it to him on the way in.
I'm glad to expand because, and I don't know, this is kind of strange. It has nothing to do with the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio is also in this one, but Inception, man.
Okay.
When the character he plays in Inception is like the way he does this like polar opposite of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, where they're the same role but completely two different people. Like the way he plays Ames is just amazing.
Yeah.
Like he comes out of nowhere and he's just like British, quick-witted, like,
yeah, he's very
meet me back here.
Very charming.
They'd expect, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, take a jump off the balcony and I'll see you around the bend. Like,
I think after that movie, I could be completely making this up, but
you mustn't be afraid to dream big, Tommy.
I think that after that movie was the first time his name started going around for James Bond.
Yeah, this was his real.
Yeah.
This was his real legitimate Hollywood breakout role.
Yeah, no, that's
he blew onto the scene.
I would fucking love Tom Hardy as James Bond.
How the fuck could you not?
A whole new reinvention. I know they're working on something, and I don't know what it is, and I'm open to it because I think they're looking outside of white British men. I don't think he's
interested.
But
they definitely. There was.
I know they locked a director.
There was talk for a while about Idris Elba, but then they were like, well, then all the James Bond stuff has to happen in Africa, or they're going to be like, there he is. Because a white man can blend in anywhere, but a black man stands out in certain cultures.
Yeah.
Like Russia and Eastern Europe. Yeah. I mean, there's a whole like Reddit forum on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But Idris Elba was considered.
But Amazon owns the franchise now, so.
Oh, wow. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They've proven that.
Yeah. So Inception. I don't want to steal from you if you're not done.
Oh no, Inception. Yes,
we watched it within the last year, and I remember being mixed on like my enjoyment of it. But I feel that's the same with like Batman Begins. I think when it comes to Christopher Nolan, I don't think every day is the right day to watch things, but he makes incredible movies. So
yeah, sometimes your mindset's not right for that kind of.
I remember the performances are all like what's enjoyable about Inception. And I think for continued watch is to kind of just go along for the ride. If you think too hard about it, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
try and understand it the first time. Try and understand it the second time, because you're not going to understand it.
I understood.
You're not going to understand it. But I mean, you got to understand. Like,
I know I'm not the average viewer.
It's like every episode, Joe's like, "Oh, I got to understand that not every." It's like that's the discussion about it. Like, not everybody. Watch it second time. Like, same with Fight Club. Maybe you got it on the first time. Kudos to you. Most of us didn't. It makes a second watch enjoyable.
Yeah, it does. No, it is, and it is enjoyable. But
I wouldn't watch it again right now.
Because you've seen it recently.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's just kind of how I feel about, like, because it's one of those movies where I think you need that space to appreciate.
Yeah, I can see that. So what I would add to that is that it's one of these movies that it gives you the information you need.
Yeah.
So if you question that, but it doesn't really give you time to question it. So just go with it. Like you're saying, just go with it. Yep. Because it is telling you what you need for what you're about to see
information
next, even
is
though it
there.
comes at you.
There is no debate there. But because of its rapidity, how fast it goes, you can miss something.
You can, yeah. So definitely good for a rewatch for that. But don't rewatch it to try to question the science, because it is a movie, and you're going to start going, well, what
exactly?
But a lot of the math is sound. I'm like, when they say, oh, well, 10 minutes becomes 10 years becomes.
It's like Futurama,
but it's contrived.
A lot of the math there is sound as well, but it's not part of the humor. On the surface, if you understand the math, good for you. That's an extra joke.
And that's something that resonates with me more than most people. I'm really good at numbers in my head.
Sure, so,
Like, if the math doesn't actually add up, I will stop watching. I'm like, no. They're like, what? You didn't pull out a calculator? Yeah, because it was wrong.
That's like a disgusting piece of food pulled me right out of a scene. One of the things I'm always hyper aware of is the food that is being eaten on screen. Mm-hmm. And if someone eats something gross, I'm like, whoa, fucking what?
For Brad, it's food. For me, it's the
math. Frankie, do you have anything to say on Inception?
No, because I watched it when it came out. And I remember being like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then I haven't seen it since. So
I mean, Tom Hardy, Leo, Cillian Murphy,
I remember being
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
So many, was it Alan Page at that point?
Elliot Page
at that point.
Phenomenal performance.
And everybody involved.
And
Chinese guy,
the guy with the very, very, very short role. Was he in Mars Attacks? Fuck is that kid's name?
I don't know.
But he dies early in the movie.
Oh, what are you talking?
I'll come up with it. It's not important because I don't want to ruin it anymore. But he's phenomenal as well. You'll recognize him when you see him. No.
Do you know how many people on Mars Attacks? Greg Kinnear, Jack Nicholson, Sarah Jessica Parker.
So Inception.
Pierce Brosnan.
Where are these
just
names?
naming people from the movie Mars Attacks. You said Mars Attacks.
Oh no, he was the young boy. He's somewhere in our age area, somewhere in Joseph Gordon-Levitt's area.
Oh, is that the same guy from Independence Day?
Independence Day. That's what I was thinking of, not Mars Attacks.
Boom. Yeah.
I'm here now. We've spent so much time on it. I want to. Well, at this point, we're going to find out.
Often mistake for Ralph Macchio.
Cillian Murphy, of course, but Lucas Haas.
Lucas Haas.
Michael Caine. Did we talk about Michael Caine? And you know what? Here's what we haven't talked about. I every time I see her, I'm like, oh my God, who is that woman? She's amazing. And I look it up, and it's the same woman. And so I need to just I think it's because she looks.
What's her name?
His wife, Marion Cotillard.
Cotillard. Yeah.
She looks a lot like Rachel Weisz, and she's.
I know Marion Cotillard,
but she is the star of that movie. And I do, because without her performance, I don't think you get what you get out of Leo.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah, that really showcases what
she brings into the relationship.
She is wonderful as an actress. She is just.
She was my favorite performance. That's what I remember from my last watch. Is I loved watching her throughout the entire movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's stunning.
So that leaves me
final choice, baby.
And. There are some movies on here that I have yet to watch.
Right. Well,
And
we'll cover those in honorable mentions.
Right.
You need to talk about the one you watched.
So there's a movie that I enjoyed and a movie that I didn't enjoy, but I feel like I need to watch it again, and I feel like I need to talk about it because
you
of
need
Tom
to watch
Hardy.
It again? Okay.
Because of Tom Hardy.
I'm so confused.
But I think I'm going to go with the other pick, and that's it's fun. Venom, the first one. I haven't seen the other two. I was tepid the first time I watched it. The second time I just had fun.
Well, I mean, it's a fun movie.
The plot is so fucking thin that
yeah, that's fair.
But the way that he again can play two characters and interact with himself in a much different way than he did in Legend is so remarkable. I respect it so much, and it's funny. And yeah, I just didn't get a chance to watch the other two, but I really enjoyed Venom.
I very much enjoyed Tom Hardy in Venom, but yeah, the plot was so thin. Like, I found myself going back and like, no, and just like saying no to the movie. Even though I enjoyed it, and I want to see, so I'll go to Let There Be Carnage because Woody Harrelson added so much, and like that, like for me, that's more of a rounded story than the placation that they did in the first one.
Sure.
Just I couldn't finish the third one, but I very much enjoyed the first one. And like I said, if you like, I just watching
I didn't enjoy the third one either.
Watching the behind the scenes featurettes, it's very like so much silent physical comedy. Like he wasn't a silent character,
like,
but
here's the thing,
what he was doing.
Yeah,
the jokes sometimes didn't land with me, but his performance did.
Yeah.
You know, like, I know he was told to do that. I've seen what he can do. Yeah. So he was directed
I totally
with
get
this
that.
way. So
and you're like, okay, well, he did great, but who the fuck told him to do that?
Wrote that? Who fucking wrote that?
Right.
Yeah. Same page. I mean, great movie. Great movie. It deserved the accolades it got. But I just feel like being a true appreciator of Tom Hardy, I feel like for him, that was a paycheck, not a, you know what I mean? Like seeing the roles that he truly
you got to hook on the franchises, dude. You got to.
You have to. You're going to make a living. If you're going to rise to that level and make a living, you've got to do what the studio say sometimes. You know?
Yeah.
So no hate on him, but who fucking directed that?
I don't know.
Look here, sir.
Telling you,
ma'am.
Ruben Flesher, who is known for such greats as Gangster Squad, Zombieland.
Oh, I love Zombieland.
Yeah, and Uncharted, which I enjoyed. I watched that again recently. It's not as stinker as everyone says. It's fun. But that's our list. So I'm going to run down the list. And while I do that... Oh, wait. Do we...
All I say is I love Zombieland, but I mean, everybody's got a fluke. Throw me some money. I'll have at least one hit.
Dude, franchise, right? Like, fucking, that's when you can take risks, is after they nail you with a franchise. I would not be opposed to being offered a franchise.
Sure.
So, our list tonight. So, what I'm going to do is hand you this here 12-sided die. I'm going to read the list. You're going to roll it, and that's going to determine what we watch at the top of the next episode. I am going to say if it's Inception, I'm going to pass. Nah. Just putting that out there.
I have it on DVD. Fuck you.
Just saying, you watch it on your own time. But the list is Warrior 2011, Rock and Rolla 2008, The Drop from 2014, Bronson from 2008. And I'm reading the years because, like Legend, the next one, it's important that you don't watch the 1980s one. Tom Hardy's not in it. Tom Cruise is. So 2015 Legend, Capone 2020.
Yeah, totally different Legend.
Lawless 2012. The Revenant 2015, Mad Max Fury Road, the 2015 one, Dark Knight Rises from 2012, Inception from 2020, and Venom from 2018.
I just want to throw in there, any legend you watch, you're going to be happy with.
That's also true.
But the Tim Curry, Tom Cruise one is not the one I was recommending. Although I do highly recommend that movie. And I have on one of these episodes. So
I can't wait till we get to watch that one. So go ahead and roll
Tom Hardy today.
Dice.
While he's rolling, Christopher Nolan got one,
number
two,
11, baby.
Okay, roll it again.
Oh, was that Inception? The universe
because
flipped down.
The dice has sided, and it's
Look at this.
decided
Get out of here.
that Joe fucking wins, Brad.
No.
4.
All right, 4 is Bronson. Very excited for that.
Oh yeah,
gotta see
okay,
that, man.
yeah. I can rewatch that. It's been long enough.
So that's what we're going to be watching.
Plus, you
Bronson.
get to see.
It's such a good character study, not just of Tom Hardy and his character study, but of the character of Charles Bronson and how the filmmaker portrays it through Tom Hardy. Right,
Right.
It's so good.
Great.
Wow, dude. So some honorable mentions. This one was not all that good, but I enjoyed Tom Hardy in it. But it was definitely one of those like money grabs. It was him, Chris Pine, and Reese Witherspoon, and This Means War.
Oh, it was cute.
It was cute, but it was
not a great movie, but
yeah. It was a rom-com.
I remember seeing parts of that on break. And
anyway,
just it was, it's a rom-com if you're in the mood for it.
yeah.
Yes.
But another one that was responsible for his come up before he was playing big roles like Rock and Rolla, like one of his come up roles like Rock and Rolla was Black Hawk Down.
So Black Hawk Down is one I still haven't seen, and it's a Ridley Scott movie, and I really want to see it, but I just haven't yet.
And Tom Hardy's great in it, but he wasn't a focus. He was a supporting role, so that was kind of why I didn't mention it. Sucker Punch, not the one most people know about.
No, because I noticed it's not. You've seen that movie? I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah, and it's an independent one. It's kind of about Charles Bronson.
Oh, okay.
So him coming back to Bronson was really kind of a full circle move. Like now I've made it. Now I can do this kind of. I don't know. It was a good movie. Yeah, because I love independent British films. I always have. And then of course, Locke.
So that was the one that I was waffling between.
Piece, yeah.
I didn't really care for it, but I also think it's one that's
we watched it together and we enjoyed it, but it was too long for being so uneventful. Really,
yeah, like
it was too dialogue driven almost.
I don't. I think the arc was just too flat.
Yeah,
that's when he's in the car the whole time.
The whole time.
I saw,
and it's fascinating, and he performs it well. You got to think that
it was a good movie. It just
So yeah, if I had put, that's the one that I was. It was that or Venom.
Well, I just want to say that had you mentioned that one, I would have argued against it more than you did against Inception. So not for being on the list, but if it popped up on that die, I'd have been
understood. Understood.
One was enough for that. That's why it was not a
right. That's an episode that I want to float out there. Movies that are worth watching once. So they're movies that like they're not shit, but some movies are just worth watching once.
Some of them are, yeah,
but
not a lot.
Any other leftovers?
No, that was the end of my honorable mentions. Everything else we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, Locke for me, just as we discussed, but more.
I did have Fury Road on there.
More for me, it was movies that I want to see that I haven't. Like I haven't seen Dunkirk yet. I haven't seen Layer Cake yet. So there are movies on here that I know. Just as movies, I need to see.
Oh yeah, there are definitely movies that I want to see that he was in,
but I don't have anything else that I'd want to talk about.
Them, like even on honorable mentions, I haven't seen them.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Like I would have loved to talk about it, but I haven't seen it.
Right. That's not how this works.
That's how I ended up with Venom. Like so, instead of I don't have any leftovers that I have to talk about. Those are ones that I'd like to watch.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
How about you, sir? Any honorable mentions that you didn't get to?
I watched the Mobland series on Paramount Plus.
Is that worth the?
I liked it.
He's in like 4 episodes, I think, so far.
No, it's
still
the full.
Right?
No.
Oh, he's in the whole series. Okay.
But the
my bad.
It's produced by Guy Ritchie. So when I saw Guy Ritchie doing a lot of press for it.
It's on Apple TV or something, right?
It's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay. And, then I have that. I should watch it.
I was expecting more Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels vibe. So the first few episodes.
Guy Ritchie's come a long way from that.
Yeah, well, he didn't direct; he just produced, I guess, which I found out.
But like his show, The Gentleman.
But it was a slower pace than those movies, than Snatch or Lock, Stock. But
have you seen The Gentleman?
Gentleman's great.
He did a movie and a series.
I haven't seen the series yet, but
no, the series he did not direct; he produced.
I expected that kind of movement. And it's not that.
Not even the
once
Gentleman
I got
series?
into the
that was
Gentleman
kind of slow.
is,
It
but
fits that,
the Mobland one.
Yeah.
But once I got a few in, I got into the rhythm of it, and that's the one I said he plays like more like the central quiet guy role.
Okay,
but a great series. By the end, I was totally transfixed. So, but that's I got nothing else to sweep up there.
Excellent, dude. Such a great list, though.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun today. I was very
strong
nervous.
Career for 20.
You guys filled in the
roughly
gaps.
25-year career. Like, from when he broke onto the scene.
Everyone brought enough to the table that I was like, because I really, this is the smallest number of titles I brought to an episode
ever. Yeah,
so,
like. I brought about as many as I always do, but I felt like it was tighter because I was like really pushing. Like, do I need this one?
But this was a lot of fun. I'm excited to do.
Usually, I'm like, which one do I leave out?
This one, I was like, maybe we try and do a few of these like this. I don't know. We'll talk about off air, but this was kind of fun for me. How was it for you picking through a biography?
Oh, I have a very obsessive nature with things I like. So like when I rabbit hole hard. So
that's what Quinn's been doing. Quinn's been going like down a director hole or actor hole. Like he focuses on one person's career.
I do that all the time. Yeah.
Well, it can be fun. I kind of did that with Skeet Ulrich because we were supposed to get together last week and we had to reschedule for stuff.
Right.
So once I watched Scream because I didn't know if I was going to make it for our viewing last week, immediately The Craft came on, and then I was just like, well, what else can I find for free that has Skeet Ulrich? Because it was very random and out of the, you know what I mean? Like,
Skeet. And I really wouldn't be able to talk very expansive. Like I'd be interested to know what else he's done.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that with some others. You know, I watched who's this John Travolta movie called Blow Up.
I just started that the other day.
So fucking good.
It's one of Quentin Tarantino's favorite movies.
So
I was like, I gotta see this.
Brian De Palma, and it's about a sound guy who is out getting live Foley, and he records an accident that leads to a conspiracy, and that's all I'm going to say about it. But it's fucking fascinating.
Good, dude. It's very.
I started it too late at night. And then I got like
that was my first mistake.
I got 15 minutes in and I was like, I have to stop now or I'm not going to sleep.
I don't know how I'd never heard of it before, and I came across it on Prime or something, and I was like, okay. Yeah.
It's one thing I do love about streaming is these rare gems of overpassed movies that just crop up and have this return. I'm loving it.
So, Frankie, before we say goodbye, is there any place that you would like to direct our listeners as far as any of your socials or projects that you want to promote?
Everything's pretty much at Frankie Jason Turner. That's Frankie, Frankie, Jason Turner, at the socials. I think my YouTube is FJT/gigs. But and I'm working with I'm working on a few things now. I'm working with a project called The Love Files, LUV Files, which is like a 80s, like picture the early 80s funk, like Prince.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like my...
that's been my vibe recently.
Fun. It's so much fun.
I've been digging a lot of...
yeah, I found this new artist, so he's not very new, but he's new to me, and he's some, like, I think he's from Europe. He's Daboul.
Oh, I don't know.
Beull, and it's just so funky, just all synth.
Yeah.
All live musicians. It shows no backing tracks.
Yeah, so they've done.
I'll show you some stuff off air. Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, they've done a couple singles. I sing on a couple of them. And then I also work with a group called Hern right now, HERN, which is like a classic rock thing. And but yeah, I'm out doing stuff all the time.
I'm loving hitting Spotify and listening to Frankie J and the Igniters.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. We ended up we're at least on a sabbatical if we're not broken up, but we're at least on a sabbatical. So.
Okay, well, I mean, there's 2 albums out there, and
the discussion goes around and around. But yeah, thank you, man.
So what's out there is worth listening to.
Yeah, they are. They're worth listening to.
Joe.
You can find me on the gram at chaotic_artisan or at Joseph Sheldon Quick, anywhere else. Yeah.
You can go to our website, UFPodcast.podbean.com, where you'll also find the UFO Bazaar, where you can purchase some merchandise. We've got glasses and T-shirts and other
magnets
things.
And stickers.
And we're also open to ideas. We would love to know what you would like to help just kind of give us some support for... We love you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We got that backbone T-shirt.
We got some cool stuff for you. The thank the crew shirt is my favorite. It always is, and it's representative of the backbone of Set, and that's all of us. But you can find us on Audible, Spotify. Share it with your friends. Like, subscribe. We try and put things out on alternating Mondays for our main Unorthodox film podcast that you just listened to, and then next episode we'll be doing our hashtag set life with Frankie J as well, and that'll be the following week, so just kind of alternate. So let us know what you think. What conversations did we miss? I know we can't talk about his series. I would have loved to talk about Peaky Blinders as well, but it just doesn't work for our format, so we can always chat about that on the comment section. So let us know what you thought, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Thank you all very much.
Peace out.